We're back, and whether it's the preseason, the regular season, or just a practice, what you never want to see is the ambulance out on the field. And while we were in commercial break, we saw some of the Falcons personnel make a signal to bring the ambulance out. Again, the player down is Morice Norris, 24-year-old from Fresno State. Got hurt as he was trying to make the tackle on Nathan Carter. Right away, the medical personnel tended to him. Everybody went to a knee. At one point, Dan Campbell, the head coach, he just had his hands on his head. And everyone's just hoping for the best right now for this young man. Guys, I said before that this is a brotherhood. And in training camp, you go through so much with each other. What, when this happens, is going through your mind? What are you thinking? How do you kind of compartmentalize?
I'll be honest, it's tough because in training camp, you're together all the time and you build that bond, you build that brotherhood, and to see a guy go down, it puts in perspective of everybody that is affected by it. And you forget about football, you think about the man, the family, and it's tough, and you only want the best for him.
We're thinking about his family back in Detroit or wherever they may be back home, who must be scared right now. Let's hope all turns out well.
Everyone's holding their breath, hoping to see something positive from Morice Norris. So we have a slight update. Morice Norris was just lifted up into the ambulance, and Dan Campbell brought his team together, and then any movement out of Morice Norris. And our cameras really couldn't get much of a view as they had so many personnel around him trying to take the best care possible. But there was kind of a chilling moment where it gave you goosebumps, where when they got Morice Norris up, his entire team began to run out onto the field and make like a semicircle. Here you go. And even seeing this right now, I start to get goosebumps, because all these guys want is to see something from their teammate to know he's okay.
Yeah, and they all know that could have very easily been them. They can only imagine what their teammate, the guy they've been sweating with all training camp long, building a relationship with, you don't know how he's feeling, or if he's going to be okay, and you just want him to feel your energy and your thoughts around him.
Last thing I'll add is give a lot of credit to the EMS staff, all the medical staff on both sides. I mean, it wasn't just like, okay, the Lions player went down, let's wait for the Lions staff. It was almost immediate for the Falcons staff to come over as well. And you can see there was communication. Everybody was on their job. So give them a lot of credit as well for moving in a steady pace.
Jen, you've been down on the field this whole time. What can you tell us?
Justin came over here to the Lions sideline, and just an outpouring of emotion. Many players were holding hands, praying, a few in tears. Obviously a great effect on Norris's teammates. Dan Campbell has just now returned to the sideline. You mentioned he called everybody in for a team meeting. I've been doing this 15 years. This is the first time a team meeting like that happened that I saw, that it was everybody from the bench, the assistant coaches, the PR staff. Everyone went to center field to say a prayer for this young man. And I know everyone on our staff and everyone here in the stadium joined in those well wishes.
Yeah, thank you, Jen. And Nathan Carter, who was the player who kind of ran through Norris, Shock, you saw it. He was right there by the ambulance. He was the closest player to Norris, and you know it's weighing on him right now.
Yeah, and as competitors, as guys who've played in this arena before, you play hard, you play competitive, you want, to be physical, but then you never want to hurt another player. And you can see the compassion he had. He was literally the only Falcon that came out because it happened. And this first play is going to be a little difficult to kind of get back into the groove of playing football, but hopefully, Morris is fine and they can get going.
Nathan Carter is in there in the back.
Coach Morris on the other side doesn't like he has his headset on and just watching. Both teams are talking in the middle.
And now they're just going to come in to pray. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, We did see Coach Campbell and Coach Morris speaking for a moment, and you wonder if question. It's a powerful moment.
Moment that'll be seen.
The ball, coming together, forming a circle, now hugging, showing their respects to one another, and having just said a prayer for Mr. Norris, who is on his way, hopefully, after the hit he took.
We're always taught as broadcasters never to assume anything with an injury. And when you're a player, you don't assume anything either. But one thing that I've learned from my dad, who's a doctor, is you always, as a doctor, assume the worst and then go from there. And right now I get the sense that right now the players, from what they just saw, they're assuming the worst and they're hoping for the best. Some of the fans are heading towards the exits right now, and I do believe that's going to be the end of this game.
It's a powerful message if that's what's going on. Putting things into perspective in this day and age where health and safety has become such a hot topic and a point of emphasis. We have seen, yes, rules changing. We've seen protocols put in place to make the game safer. We've seen the equipment evolving to be safer, but we have also seen this evolution of the mindset of a football player. They're no longer the day where it's, hey, rub some dirt on it, get back out there, next snap. These are human beings who are fully aware of the dangers of this game, and you can see the character of these men out here tonight and how they responded to this injury.
Jen, as we're watching this unfold, what are you hearing on the sideline?
I'm back over on the Falcons sideline, Kutch, and obviously Morice Norris is the most important thing, and it's what everyone is thinking about and praying for. But I can tell you they are packing up the whiteboards. They're putting them away in their cases. They're emptying water bottles here. I'm standing with some of the Falcons leadership as well as the NFL reps. Every game has NFL reps. They aren't sure what's going on. So if indeed this game is being called, that's a decision being driven on the field by the players and coaches. They're waiting to find out an official word, official decision, just as much as we are.
Yeah, and you know what I kind of go back to is, Shock, what you had said, seeing Dan Campbell and Raheem Morris together. If the players say we don't want to play anymore, we're in the fourth quarter of the first preseason game, why not just walk off the field then? I mean, now you snap the ball. There was 14:50 left on the clock.
Right.
We're now at 9:04, and the players are out there. We saw them come together to pray, and they just stayed out there.
Yeah, and it's, only one other situation really sticks out in the mind of fans who watch this game, or even who don't watch this game, but I think we all remember what happened to DeMar Hamlin and the effect that had for so long on so many guys. And you mentioned it. We saw Dan Campbell. We saw Raheem Morris meet on about the 45-yard line. We saw them talk, exchange, go back and forth. And then when we came back on, we saw Dan Campbell talking to his team. And he could easily be saying there, this is the end of the ball game for us. And in a moment like that, and I mentioned it when we came back, after a situation like that, it's so hard to just flip that switch again and go 100 miles per hour and play a football game and try to get your mind around what you just saw and get back into game mode. So I completely understand where these players are coming from, and you have to respect what Dan Campbell and Raheem Morris maybe came together and said, look, maybe this football game is not the most important thing to have going on right now.
Well, Sean Hockley just walked over to speak with Raheem Morris. Dan Campbell's talking to some of the officials on the near sideline. And I believe Hockley's going to come over and speak with Campbell right now. There's under 7.5 left on the clock. I do believe this is unprecedented. I've never seen it before, where the clock has been running Nobody's doing anything.
It's a powerful moment. It's a powerful gesture and statement to that young man, Morice Norris. Whenever he goes and hears about what these players, these coaches decided to do for him, it'll give him that little bit extra hope as he's making his recovery.
At this point, per New York, this game is suspended.
So we just got the word from Sean Hockley from New York that this game has now been suspended. And I don't think anybody here in the stadium, here in the booth, or on the field disagree with that.
It's the game is changing, right? You mentioned with the rules, the protocols, the equipment to make it safer.